Well, a 26-year-old Surrey man is back in Canada after spending months in the U.S. and nearly being deported. Satvir Singh was denied entry back into Canada after confusion over his immigration documents. Now the Canadian government is reversing its decision. Here's CTV's Michelle Brunoro on why other Canadians could face similar issues in the future.
As Satvir Singh pulls up to the border crossing in Surrey today, he receives a much different reception than the last time he was here.
It was a mistake, just unaware.
Back in February, Singh, who has lived in Canada since 2008, was denied entry. He was returning to Canada after a trip from the U.S. to New Delhi for his sister's wedding. Even though he has a visa allowing him to cross the U.S.-Canada border weekly for his job as a trucker, Singh says he didn't realize he needed additional documents to return after traveling to India.
The border people said, you don't have a TRV, get one at the Canadian consulate. The next day he found out the Canadian consulate in Seattle was closed. The nearest is Los Angeles. He goes back to the border saying, can you give me a break? Border guys slam him. They nuke him with a deportation order.
In an email to CTV, Citizenship and Immigration Canada says Singh was removed because he attempted to enter the country on 2 occasions without the necessary documents. Therefore, he was deported for just reasons and was not unfairly removed from Canada. Since then, he's been living in Tacoma, scrambling to get authorization to go back to Surrey.
Processing time for authorization to return to Canada is 12 to 18 months.
Yes, so difficult. I was stuck, really stuck there.
So it was a huge relief to Singh when this letter came from immigration, allowing him to return to Canada. Singh's lawyer says this case shouldn't have been so difficult.
The closure of Canadian embassies, the downsizing, the information technology that's broken results in a shattered immigration operations, which will create more victims like Mr. Singh in future. And that minister's office better be prepared to handle that flood.
Just now only they have closed 2 to 3 months back, and we can already see some problems coming up.
Today, Singh was allowed to return to Canada and received his permanent residency as well.
I'm feeling well, so I got back to my job and back to Canada.
So despite the delays, he's just grateful to be home. Michelle Brunoro, CTV News, Surrey.